So the new Duet Night Abyss update has arrived, and with it, the newest character added to our roster, Fina, and her weapon, technically an assault rifle, but in reality, it's a flamethrower. So I just wanted to catch us all up on what she does and where to acquire her and her weapon. I'm Shrike, like, comment, and subscribe for more DNA content. Let's dive in. Both Fina and her weapon will be available through the immersive theater during this new rotation. Her weapon from the shop and her letters from clearing the stages. The suggested elements are Umbro and Animo, so unlike Psyche's rotation, we most likely won't be using the debut character in their own theater, which is a blessing and a curse. A curse because as you completed stages, you got more Psyche pieces and your Psyche improved to handle the harder and harder stages. She scaled with the theater, but it's also a blessing because we can use all the Psyches we've been building up for the last theater in this one. Unless you feel like trying something new. Berenica, Fantasio, Outsider, a few good options, but I think Psyche will still come out on top. But what does she do? Fina, that is? Well, she's basically a support that can crazy buff Lumino damage with her passive. It just lasts all battle, it's always up, and scales with skill damage. And she can also buff every other element too, but only one at a time, and you'd have to swap to it with her ultimate. It summons a field that buffs a specific element, as well as deals dot damage of that element to those within the field. And each time you use the ultimate, it switches to another element. I've heard some CCs claiming that the previous buffs stay up and the new elements are just added, but according to this wording, it switches the field effect, not adds. Could be a translation gaffe though, we'll see. But regardless, since the Lumino is always active, this does mean that Lady Nifel can benefit from both that ability as well as the Umbro elemental buff from Fina. Something to keep in mind. Fina's skill 1 will usually just be used to relocate the field to where she currently is, though it does have a little slow effect as well. While the field is active, it will drain sanity, so you'll want to build her with plenty of sanity. You'll want to give her skill damage to make sure that Lumino buff is as strong as possible, unless you just don't care about the Lumino damage. The rest of the buffs are value locked, and you can't scale them up with wedges, unfortunately. But you can increase the field size with skill range, or its duration with skill duration. Even though she'll most likely be stacking skill damage, I doubt she'll be dishing out much damage herself. She'll most likely just be used solely for her support capabilities. And one particular way I see her being very useful is as your main unit in auto farming stages, specifically defense. I can see bringing in a Lady Nifel and MC, standing on the defense thing, and just putting up your Umbro field constantly. You'll be cranking up Nifel's damage as well as dealing some AoE dot damage of your own because everyone will be surrounding you. It remains to be seen if she'll be viable as a companion because she'll need to know what element to place a buff down for. But at the very least, she'll be extremely good in an auto farm team. And that's it, I don't like long videos. So I hope everyone enjoys the new update and has fun in the new theater. I made it to Act 12 in the Immortal Repertoire last rotation. I'm so pissed I couldn't go all the way, but oh, I tried. Maybe this time though. Maybe this is my lucky month. And with that being said, I'm gonna fly. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.